Oh boy, Sergio Garcia is in a world of trouble, and it seems his decision to join Live Golf has totally backfired. It all started when he got into a legal battle with the DP World Tour and ended up getting suspended, but he probably didn't expect that he would have to pay a hefty $125,000 fine to remain on the European Tour. Let's see how this unfolds, but for now, it seems Sergio is facing some serious challenges ahead. When the LIV members filed an appeal against the tour's fines and suspensions, they were granted a temporary stay, which allowed them to compete in events like the Genesis Scottish Open. Many people thought they might find a way to break free from the European Tour, since it's not as strict as the PGA Tour with its suspensions and bans. Unfortunately, the opposite happened. Players like Lee Westwood and Patrick Reed lost the legal battle in April, and now they must face the consequences. Here's where it gets interesting though. Out of the 17 people who were fined and suspended for joining Live Golf last year, only one has refused to pay the fine, and that's good old Sergio Garcia. He has been one of the most fervent supporters of the upstart league for the past year and isn't willing to budge an inch to appease his previous tour. In fact, the 43-year-old has been so stubborn about not paying the fine that he's risking being kicked out of the European Tour altogether. It's a tough situation for Sergio, and it looks like he's dug himself into a pretty deep hole. Missing out on the Ryder Cup for the first time in years must be a tough pill to swallow, and his stance on not paying the fine could have serious consequences for his career. You know what? Sergio Garcia could find himself facing yet another legal battle with the tour. The DP World Tour might take serious action against him for not cooperating. In their official statement, they pointed out that the 43-year-old golfer has not paid his $125,000 fine, nor shown any intention to do so. They even added that they would take appropriate action if he continued to disregard the Sports Resolutions Panel's decision. For context, the resolution panels imposed this fine, and Garcia was supposed to pay it within 30 days. Meanwhile, the European Tour confirmed that the other 16 golfers, including Westwood, Reed and Poulter, have all paid the full amount they owed, which was in the six-figure range. Now, you might wonder why they were fined so heavily. It's a bit more complicated than simply joining Live Golf. The DP World Tour and the PGA Tour don't have strict rules against players participating in other tours, but they do require players to comply with competing in other regions, such as the European Tour. The European Tour stated in its official statement that these LIV players had violated the conflicting tournament regulation by participating in conflicting events without proper permission. With this situation, there's a possibility that the DP World Tour could lodge yet another complaint against Garcia, leading to a potentially long legal battle between them. However, things have taken a surprising turn because Garcia has done the unthinkable. He has resigned from the European Tour himself. It's quite a shock considering how much he has meant to the tour and his many achievements over the years. This whole saga has taken an unexpected twist with his resignation. Absolutely nobody would have wanted that outcome for Sergio Garcia, but he felt it was necessary to avoid further legal drama. By cutting ties with the European Tour, the 43-year-old managed to escape a lot of trouble. However, this decision came at a cost. He loses his European Tour membership and will miss out on participating in the Ryder Cup. We'll delve more into that later, but let's focus on the response from the DP World Tour when they received the resignation letter. Interestingly, Garcia wasn't the only Live Golf member to leave. Lee Westwood, Ian Poulter and Richard Bland followed suit and resigned alongside the Spaniard. In their statement, the tour expressed gratitude to all four players for their contributions over the years. They particularly thanked Garcia, Westwood and Poulter for their significant roles in Europe's Ryder Cup success. Regardless of personal opinions, it's undeniable that these guys were key pillars of the European Ryder Cup teams. However, the tour didn't show any regret in response to their decision to resign. Instead, they emphasized that the sanctions were a direct consequence of their own choices. It's clear that the DP World Tour is not letting this situation go easily. All of the resignations to the fines could be avoided if only these players had stayed loyal to the European Tour. With Garcia's resignation, there is still a possibility of legal issues arising at some level. However, he's managed to extricate himself from considerable trouble by making this move. But, as mentioned earlier, this decision has a cost, and he will miss out on the Ryder Cup participation. The developments in this situation have been quite intense and unexpected, and it remains to be seen how it all unfolds in the future. The European Tour provided further explanations for their decisions. They emphasized that they have a responsibility to their entire membership to uphold regulations and ensure everyone adheres to them. These regulations are implemented to protect the collective interests of all DP World Tour members. The Tour doubled down on its stance regarding the fines, asserting that the Sports Resolutions Panel were absolutely right in imposing them. They believe that rules and regulations exist for a reason and are fair to everyone, even if Sergio Garcia disagrees with that view. Nevertheless, this marks a significant shift in the career direction for a player who has contributed so much to the European golfing community over the years. Garcia has been one of the most important players on the DP World Tour. It will feel strange not having him on the European Tour anymore, as he has been a fixture there for what seems like an eternity. In fact, back in 1995, he made history as the youngest player to make a European Tour cut at just 16 years of age. He quickly achieved his first professional win at the Irish Open in just 6 starts, and from there, he went on to amass over 30 more victories across various tours. Garcia's impact goes beyond his achievements. He paved the way for younger Spaniards like Jon Rahm, the first Spanish winner of several prestigious tournaments, including the Players' Championship. Who could forget his unforgettable playoff performance against Justin Rose at Augusta National, where he won the Masters and donned the iconic green jacket in 2017. He also won the European Tour Hilton Golfer of the Year award that year. But beyond all his impressive wins, Garcia's legacy in the Ryder Cup is arguably unmatched. He has been a beloved figure in the golfing world, and his departure from the European Tour leaves a significant void. His Ryder Cup performances have been exceptional and have earned him a special place in the hearts of fans. Garcia's impact on the sport will be remembered for generations to come, and his absence will undoubtedly be felt in the European Tour and the golfing community as a whole. Just imagine being part of every single European Ryder Cup team since 1999, spanning over 2 decades. Sergio Garcia's track record is truly remarkable, and even though he missed out in 2010, it didn't diminish his extraordinary achievements. The Spaniard holds an incredible record with 25 career wins, the highest in Ryder Cup history. He has been pivotal in 6 successful Ryder Cup campaigns for Team Europe. In 2018, with his singles win over Ricky Fowler, he became the all-time points leader in the competition with 25.5 points in 9 appearances. Garcia is undeniably a Ryder Cup legend, which makes his departure from the competition all the more disappointing. Rory McIlroy also expressed his disappointment about not having Garcia on the European team. Although Garcia's Ryder Cup spot was still uncertain due to the debate over including LIV Golf members, now, with his resignation from the DP World Tour, even if the captain wanted to add him to the roster, it's no longer possible. McIlroy remarked that it's a shame not to have the Ryder Cup's highest point scorer on the team. He went on to say that Garcia fully deserved to captain Europe one day, given the legacy he had built. However, McIlroy acknowledged that Garcia decided to join LIV Golf, and he knew the implications when he signed up for it. Despite his rivalry with the Saudi-funded tour, McIlroy and Garcia have been teammates for a long time, sharing incredible moments together, some of which were emotionally moving. Now that the Ryder Cup is out of the picture, the only silver lining for Garcia is that he can fully focus on the ongoing league and aim for better results for his team, Fireballs GC. It has been a turbulent journey for Garcia, from missing out on the Ryder Cup for the first time in years to refusing to pay the $125,000 fine, but it seems he is determined to pursue his path with LIV Golf. In the end, Garcia's decision has its consequences, leaving a bittersweet feeling among those involved with the DP World Tour and the Ryder Cup. Nonetheless, the golfer will continue to face new challenges and opportunities in his career as he concentrates on his future with the league.